evening updates for today. So make I just go straight to the news. So William Gallas will be one of the football pundits today around. So Baba come as I can they drop in 2 cents about this MUDRYK deal where Arsenal they go for. So for Gallas' own opinion, you can talk say you don't really know where this Mikhailo Mudryk where Arsenal won't sign, whether the guy go make sense for us for this second stanza of the season, because you believe say we get some kind players so they were Benjamin we know they use shebi now because of Jesus don't get injury, that is why we give Edin Keita a chance. That one come play, we don't see the way in they play now. Some other people like Fabio Vera still there, some other people will give chance but they come play and they never give them chance. So you can talk say if Arsenal know say this Mikhailo Mudryk, if he come Arsenal, he go help them win the title, because nobody dey even dey talk about top four again. We say they talk about now, sure whether we go win the league. So if you are sure, say this guy, once he comes in, it will help you and win the league. For crying out loud, pay the money. You get clubs they take many risks. Look at Manchester City. When they buy Grealish, then tell them say after them buy and say this guy go flop, so no go perform the same way when they perform for Aston Villa, they no go believe. In fact, if you say then give them that projection, say like this is the player going to do in the future, therefore no sign him. But they spent the money and bought him. Look at Manchester United. Even all those Gary Neville they complain say Anthony never proved the amount so they take buy him. You get, so if they tell them say in the future say the guy no go light up the EPL, how many goals he don't score? How effective is he in matches? Get, but they spend that kind of good sum on him. If they tell Chelsea say bringing Lukaku, who was the best player in a season in Serie A and the top highest goal scorer, and they brought him in the EPL and he flop, and they paid almost 90 something million pounds for him, then tell them they no go believe. What am I trying to say? Clubs take risk on players. If you told us that buying a certain Pepe for 72 million pounds will end up being a very big flop, we go believe. We no go believe. So now this is like a case of the end justify the means. If Unade sure say bringing this guy at the end of the season, he's going to give us the league. Give us the league, and if possible win the Europa League, because he's eligible to play for Arsenal in the Europa League. For crying out loud, what Gallas is saying is pay the money and buy this guy. Come on, Gallas talk plenty. The guy just the para, just the talk say spend the money. You dey offer 62, they say na 85. They no even talk say 85 pelegbe. They say make you just give them close to that valuation, which means if you give them something like 75, they will accept. Now they're looking for an upfront fee of like 55 million pounds upfront. Then the rest can go on add-ons. Do this now. I take the risk. We know when we win league last. So if this one will guarantee us we'll go win the league, do am. Now what where William Gallas they talk, or the guy they talk plenty. So we'll leave that one. Away from that, so the Daily Mail come the report say Arsenal don't tell them the Kroenkes, the Edu Gaspar also say it go good make them sign Declan Rice for the summer, not for January. Like he has given them the green light and sanctioned the deal, say make they go sign him, because from the look of things, we dey hear say Declan Rice go for that kind of 65-70 million pounds, but we are not going for him now. They look at the project and say okay, at the end of the summer, you get once it's done end and we've qualified for Champions League, we go be an attractive team for a lot of people who want join us. Most people like all this kind of Declan Rice, I don't think they don't play Champions League football for in life, so joining us, you go help and play for that kind of competition. Not just him, many clubs go fit wan join us at the summer, because we don't come back to Champions League, and our coming back we go wan give them a big statement, go sign some kind men get like 2 or 3 players in each position, but that one go be at the summer. If we don't get Champions League slot, the Kroenkes go happy self to even put like 500 million for this. So just so come get one post with the trend for social media. I don't know that one, I don't see him. When they come show Mikhailo Mudryk when they for prison, you get. So now Arsenal meme, one channel on, I think na Instagram, now post that picture. So they come put Mikhailo Mudryk picture inside prison, come put Shakhtar Donetsk badge, you get. So what they try to talk, they say the guy they in prison by Shakhtar Donetsk, like they no one make him go, they hold them against in will, you get. Because the can't go the post, can't go like him with an official page, you get. So that's why I think on the you can't bring out one hashtag say free Mudryk, I think on the trend. So we never know how everything they go. We will just the watch and see as they go. So Ben Jacobs also come as I call they talk about Arsenal. Sure, Mudryk now be the highest, now be the biggest news this time around. So Ben Jacobs will be one of the transfer guru also. Come as I call they tell us about Mudryk, say Arsenal don't plan more direct talks with Shakhtar Donetsk in the coming days. You get, they don't plan talks because they need to be in talks, because they want to make sure say they sign this guy quickly because there is no time. The 2 matches we will get in front of us, if MUDRYK can play a role in any of those 2 matches, it will go a long way in helping us get the desired points that we want to get, because everybody know what's there for the boy in mind, and everybody knows we know his ability, we know what he can do. So away from that, Saka and Odegaard, they don't be nominated for player of the month. You get, so you can vote for them. Let's check Arsenal.com. You vote for them. Nobody them Saka, Odegaard, Haaland, so many players get where they don't vote, where they nominate. So I don't know, since 2 Arsenal players did there now, Arsenal votes go they divided. You see now only Saka now, and all the Arsenal go fit push for the player. You see now only Odegaard, all the Arsenal go fit push for the player. But this one be saying now 2 people can't do there. Our votes go they somehow divided. Well, it is what it is. So away from that, Charles Watts, I just listened to him podcast now before I come live. So Charles Watts going to give you own 2 cents. He's an Arsenal correspondent. He writes for Goal.com. He writes only about Arsenal. So the guy going to give him 2 cents about Mikhailo Mudryk. So he going to talk, say, Mudryk, for your own opinion, your own professional opinion, you know what's that 85 million pounds. In fact, he doesn't even worth up to 50 million pounds. He's going to give him reasons. This guy never even play up to 10 games for Ukraine. You get, will be professional side. He never even play up to 50 games. For Shakhtar Donetsk, like 50 professional games for Shakhtar. He never play. How many goals in total career goals for Shakhtar? So he never even got any experience out of Ukraine. He has been playing in the Farmers League. You can't be comparing the pedigree of Ukraine to the pedigree of EPL. The only thing that make this guy, like people, all eyes can't do on Nana because of his trickery and because of his pace. People they look say that in pace could destroy anybody for any league. But apart from that, what is his pedigree? What has he won in his life? What has he done in his life? These are the questions where Charles Watts they ask. Wetin don't do for in life? We go talk say okay, now make and command that kind of fee. Haaland, where we say we know in goal scoring pedigree for Dortmund, we know what he has done from where he's coming. We know what he did for Mold. That guy no even cost up to 60 million pounds. Then who is Mikhailo Mudryk that will be telling us it will cost 80? Like, guy break down everything, and I tend to support him because what has this guy achieved in his lifetime? How old is he? This guy is like 21. Because they talk so much, pay 85 million pounds. So me, I tend to like with him and transfer as they talk. It's not what that fee, but we don't say the markets now don't they over exaggerated. Like if people can be paying 100 million pounds for a certain Grealish, whenever they do, and how many goals don't score for Man City, sometimes go there for Benjamin. If people can be paying 100 million euros for a certain Anthony that is not effective, that is not a match winner. That is why people like this guy Shakhtar Donetsk sporting director that is just sitting now, because now that guy now they push this deal say we go do like this before we get the play. I don't just know what's the warrior. You know just want to make that guy leave because now him they push everything. I don't think that presidents get issue. Now him. That is why he don't go Chelsea now. You won't just use Chelsea as a Trojan horse to threaten us. Well, we just do what as they go. So transfer guru Simon Collins, don't come aside also call the talk say sources Wayne gets for Shakhtar Donetsk and sources close to Mikhailo Mudryk don't tell him say Arsenal is the expected destination of Mikhailo Mudryk. So forget any other person, say Chelsea or anything. If say Chelsea, then they say they get chance to sign the guy when they never make an offer. You get they just they use Chelsea. According to Simon Phillips, say that they use Chelsea as a Trojan horse. You know what's in Emil Smith-Rowe agents do Arsenal that time when they use Aston Villa, they threaten Arsenal. So Aston Villa offer 25 million pounds. Aston Villa won't sign Emil Smith-Rowe so that Arsenal will give Emil Smith-Rowe a bumper contract. We know all these things. These things now what they happen for the sports arena. You get they go use another person. They threaten now. Now the same thing way Mbappe use Real Madrid do. Use Real Madrid collect better contracts for PSG hand. You will be like say Real Madrid don't sign and they threaten it. Now waiting that they use Chelsea do us. They won't push Arsenal enter bidding one so that we go fear can't go buy the guy, and they know we are desperate for a because of his injury and we to win our first league in a very very long. In short, they don't box us for one corner where we say we no get choice now to pay this money. If not to go borrow money and pay and get this player that you know that at the end of the day, waiting will achieve for us. You go give us mad happiness. You go give us mad joy. So now what will they expect? So my dear football lovers, for those who just joined the show now, we don't really know what we talk about. The biggest news of the night. Now the fact say William Gallas don't come outside, they blow hot, they para for the Mikel Arteta. If you are sure, say this Mudryk, now player we go give you the title. You are sure, say this guy now the remaining pieces of the puzzle where you go put and everything go solo. Buy him. Any amount will be spend them, collect them. Why don't I go buy paper 17 million? I don't know. You don't be risk on that take. Okay, where do you pay? You sign person 17 million pounds, you don't do anything for you, you don't loan them out. Why can't you take the same risk? Nobody say Arsenal pay that one. So do the same thing. If na instrumental payment, tell them say okay, we don agree on 88 or 85, but na instrumentally we go pay una. Any which way, no time again, no time. So my dear football lovers, this is the evening news. I no wan go talk more, make I no go elongate the timing of the program. So till I come away tomorrow. Meanwhile, we dey watch today match Chelsea vs Man City. Make na dey support Chelsea, make Chelsea do wonders for us. Make dem beat Man City. Oh, days first ahead of them, or make dem draw. Either Man City lose or make Man City draw. Na so e go be. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Na get mouth.